Hi guys, it's Nuzawate here again on your screen, and today's episode on Nuzawate Talks, a place where we share experiences as we grow, hoping that you learn from us as we learn from you. Talking about failure as a catalyst to success. Failure as my catalyst to success. Yes, I know. Just chill. I'm going to tell you a story. You know me now. I always come to bring experiences to your table so you can pick one or two from it, to learn from it. You drop your comments, I learn from you. So this episode is about how failure acted as a catalyst for me. This was me years back as a junior student in a secondary school, and then I was about to write my junior WAEC, and basic science was one of the compulsory subjects that I was to pass to know that, okay, you passed your junior WAEC very well. But do you know what happened on the day? And to note, basic science is my favorite subject. I loved it a lot. But what happened was, I don't know, that day I was very sick for the exam, and I entered the hall. I couldn't write well, and it was junior WAEC, you know. So counting down to when result was out, I failed. Yes, I had F on the result, and it was a very important subject as at then, so I couldn't cross over to SS1. And then my dad joined me to my principal's office to see what they could do, but my principal said, as a matter of fact, I will be transferred to another school because I could not do well in one of my compulsory subjects. I could see the disappointment in my father's face. I felt terrible. I felt terrible because one, I love basic science, and I loved it, and I did well all my days in class exams. How did I fail it? Because I was sick, and I did well in other subjects, just that basic science, and it was compulsory. I felt really terrible. I cried, thinking of changing school, all my friends, and my dad told me to my face, you have to deal with it because I gave you an opportunity and you couldn't make me proud. I felt so bad. So one of the days I took up courage. I said I will go meet my principal and I will beg. So when I went there to our office, I was like, ma, please can I see you? I was already tearing up. I didn't know what to say to her, but I just told her, ma, look at my results. I'm a bright student. I'm not a failure per se. Just take a look at my history and then just give me this chance. Let me get to SS1. I will come back to write my junior WAEC. That was what I begged and begged. And she then said, she now looked at my history. She said, you've not been doing bad. Okay, fine. Now, the feeling of failure that period was terrible. I was in SS1. I couldn't even go for positions. You know, this senior prefect position, social prefect, you know, all those positions in school. I couldn't go for it because I was already a bit popular in school. I just have this face that if I'm in class, you know I'm in class. If I walk, you will know. There were students that used to greet me. Then we address our fellow student as student knows all, student this. So there were junior students that knew me, and they just liked me, and I could not even come to them to tell them that I'm not what you think. I don't know how I want to put it, but I felt like I'm not qualified to go for any positions because one, I couldn't even pass as simple as junior WAEC. But my friends as I then, they didn't even know. So I was in SS1. When people were going for position, I just told myself, no, I'm not fit for it. Now the time came. My SS1 exam was clashing with my junior WAEC exams. So I would wear oh God. I would wear my senior uniform because senior students wear different uniform from junior students. I'll wear my senior uniform and then I would go to write my SS1 exam. I'll make sure I write it very fast because it's at the same time that I'm supposed to be writing junior WAEC. So I will go to, and my principal didn't care. She was like, you deal with it. You said you wanted this, I've given you the opportunity, so prove yourself. I was overwhelmed. I was writing SS1 exam. I was going to write junior exams. But you know that singular experience I had made me to swear in my heart. Okay, all right. I'm not supposed to use swear because of my Christian brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. I made up my mind that I would never allow academics to humiliate me like that again. I would never allow academics humiliate me like that. Me that love position, I did not go for any position. There were some students that even laughed at me. They'll be like, it's not Senior Nuzo, what is she doing in our class? I was writing junior WAEC. I was writing junior WAEC with you people. It was one experience that motivated me to say, academics could never allow you to humiliate me like this. Imagine you're reading for junior section, you're reading for it. And SS1, you know how SS1 is. You learn everything, both art and science. That period, And my father was looking at me like, feel like don't pass this time. My principal was like, please don't fail me. I had to promote you, don't fail me. I was overwhelmed. But I told myself, academics, I would never. Fast forward to year 1. Oh my God. Fast forward to year 1, when I first entered the lecture hall, the crowd. Nigerian public school. The crowd. I asked myself, how am I going to make it? How am I going to make it? Because the crowd, if you're not seated at the front row, second, third, fourth, fifth, forget it. You're not going to hear what the lecturer is going to say. You will be distracted. You will, oh my God, plus hits, plus everything. I asked myself, I have promised myself that academics will not humiliate me. But this crowd I'm seeing here, oh my God. And then, fast forward to, we now wrote our first test, physics test. I will never forget. Now what happened was, I was reading with engineering students, so I studied the physics textbook. I studied back and front. I was reading like I was an engineering student, not knowing that in biological sciences, they don't go that in depth in physics. They just touch because they believe that you're not an engineering student, so you shouldn't go deep. But I didn't know. So when we wrote tests, it just happened that the whole thing my lecturer taught was what he brought. While me, I was going in depth. And you know what? They published the results on the wall. So students that knew that Nuzo is always studying, they were looking for my results. And I got 15/30. That was a